Here we are. It's a special day, ladies. Hey, let's do a little sparkling. It's a sparkling day, right? We got sunshine. We're here together. C-Suite Network, Women's Coaching and Consulting Council. So grateful. Oh my goodness, my heart. And I'll do a little, I know it's schmaltzy, but come on. Hey, we got to have a little sparkle every once in a while. Sparkling for each of you with a big heart hug. And I am so grateful to be here. Kathleen Caldwell, founder of C-Suite Networks, Women's Coaching and Consulting Council. My goodness, my joy. Every Thursday, we are here featuring, promoting, showcasing, and highlighting powerful, powerful women coaches and consultants, trusted advisors and thought leaders, just like our speaker today. And I will tell you a little bit more about Kate in a moment. But I am so thrilled that you're here. And, Katie would be pretty lonely. We would love it. We do a fabulous program if it were just you and me, of course. But it's so nice that we have so many of you with us. That's great. Happy birthday, first of all, Sheila Anderson, our esteemed faculty. She had her birthday last week on May the 5th. Yeah. Hey, take yourself off mute and you can feel ready. Say happy birthday. Sheila should be on any moment. And happy birthday, Sheila. And of course, today, Carol Kammerer this is her birthday. Carol, thank you. We synchronized this so perfectly to have your birthday on our broadcast today. Thank you. Cake and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Carol, do you want to just hop off mute and let us say happy birthday to you? Come on, ladies, let's get off mute too. Happy birthday,
Happy
Carol.
birthday,
Happy
Carol.
birthday, Carol.
Thank you. Thank you. That is lovely.
Thank you. Big kisses too. We can do big kisses. Yes. Wonderful. Thank you. Very good. So, welcome to all of you. Thanks for being here. And today's program is fantastic. However, last week's program, we have programs that are amazing every week. Last week we talked about teams. How do you build teams? It's one of the hottest things in corporate organization and association coaching. So feel free, check out the replay on our YouTube channel, and you can hop on and learn about how to get teams going, how to start teams. It is one of the most lucrative and powerful things you can get going in your coaching consulting business. I've been working with teams, my gosh, for over 20 years, a long time. And it's one of the joyous parts of a coaching business is to work with lots of people, make a big impact. So check that out. And of course, today I am so excited formally read a little introduction for Kate Rosenberg. She is an award-winning coach, speaker, and author. Today is her official launch of her new book, Authentic Success, a guide for ambitious women to build aligned careers and lives. We've timed this perfectly, Kate. We looked back a little while ago. We were like, okay, let's put this together for some magic. I just bought my book on Amazon last night, so it's arriving today. Very excited. So, as founder of Shattered Glass Coaching and creator of the Glass Ceiling Breakthrough Method, ooh, I love that. She's helped more than 500 professional women build fulfilling, value aligned careers with greater confidence, compensation, and impact. Kate has spoken internationally for organizations including NBC Universal, the American Camp Association, and has been recognized as a top career coach in San Diego from 2023 to today, 2026. And she serves as an advisor in the C-Suite Network Thought Council. Thank you. Big shout out to C-Suite Network Thought Council. And of course, as an esteemed faculty partner in C-Suite Network Women's Coaching and Consulting Council. So, ladies, join me. Take yourself off mute. Let's do a big welcome, Yahoo, Wahoo, whatever you want to do for Kate
Welcome, welcome,
Rosenberg.
welcome.
Thank you. Very, very nice.
Thank you, Kathleen. Can everybody see my screen now?
Yes, we can. Beautiful.
Excellent. So thank you, everyone, especially Kathleen and the C-Suite Women's Coaching and Consulting Council. Thanks for having me. Today is extra special because it is my launch day for my book, Authentic Success. So what I'll be speaking about today is based on the concepts in the book, Authentic Success, Thriving as a Woman Leader Without Burning Out or Selling Out. And Kathleen, you already did a great introduction for me, so I'm going to speed through this. But my name is Kate Rosenberg. I'm a career coach for women, and I am founder of Shattered Glass Coaching. I'm based here in San Diego, but I work with clients all over the US. And I'm a career strategist and job search coach for professional women. So the vast majority of my clients are women who are looking for new jobs, going through a career transition. As you all know, this job market is very tough right now. So I help my clients with the job search end to end, getting clear on what their next step is, what they're targeting, helping them with their resume, their LinkedIn profiles. I help them with their positioning, personal branding, and job interview prep. And in the last 6 years, I've coached over 500 professional women through career transformations. And a lot of the stuff that's in my book, I've learned through working with these 500 women and being boots on the ground, helping them work through these transformations. And I am the author of Authentic Success, a guide for ambitious women to build aligned careers and lives. To start us off, I'm going to ask a question, and I want you to think of the answer in your head. Have you ever achieved something you thought you wanted? A job title, a new business, a certain salary milestone, and you achieved it only to feel empty when you got there. I know I've been there, and so have a lot of women who I coach. And oftentimes it means that you're looking for some goal that's an external measure of success. And when you're measuring your success based on these external factors, it doesn't always feel fulfilling. It can feel empty. I remember a couple years ago, I was working with a woman who was a 42-year-old tech executive. And on paper, she looked super successful. She had a great job title. She was making fantastic money. She was really well respected in her company and at her industry. But when she hired me as her coach, she said, Kate, I need you to help me figure out what I want to be when I grow up. She had done all of the right things. And she told me she'd been kind of climbing the corporate ladder, but she really felt like she wasn't fulfilled. She was burnt out, and she was just faking it. But faking it is not making it. So that conversation and dozens of other conversations like it are why I wrote my book, Authentic Success. This book is my coaching program in book form. And everything that we're going to cover today comes from the book, Authentic Success. And I'm going to walk through 3 of the key principles from Authentic Success that I think will resonate with you guys in the audience today. First, we'll talk about the real reason behind career dissatisfaction and burnout. 2, how to silence the inner critic that maybe has been running the show behind the scenes. And 3, why your authenticity is your biggest competitive advantage, especially in our AI-driven world right now. So let's dive in. When something feels off in your career, it's usually not a strategy problem. It's a values problem. When a client comes to me and says, I feel unfulfilled, I feel like I'm burnt out, I feel like I'm living a career that I don't really want, oftentimes it's because it's a values misalignment. She hasn't failed in her career. Her career has just stopped matching her core values. And think about it. A lot of successful people have gotten to where they are by taking the next logical step. They take the promotion because they were offered it. They take the salary increase because the money was good. Or they say yes to a project because they feel like they couldn't say no to their boss. But at some point, their life and career stops feeling like theirs because they were saying yes to other people and not living in alignment with their values. It's not a strategy problem. It's a values problem. And when your career is out of alignment with your values, no amount of success will ever feel like enough. So let's talk about your core values. And the key to not burning out or selling out in your career is to know your core values and to live them every single day and to have boundaries that act in alignment with your values. I like to break values down into two categories. And the first is relationships. So I'm going to pull up a quick exercise. And if you have a pen or paper, pick it up, get ready to jot some notes down. But these are relationships values. These are values that drive how you show up when you're interacting with other people, both at work, in your professional life, in your business, but also your personal relationships. And I want you to take a look at the words I have here and don't overthink it, but pick the top number one word in this box that you value when it comes to your relationships, the way that you operate when you're working with other people in your personal or professional life. Choose your number one top relationship value. And if you have a word in mind that's not in the box, write that one down too. And I'll share mine. Mine is communication. That's my top relationship value that I value when it comes to my relationships with my clients, people in my network, my family, my husband. I think communication is the number one thing I value. The other category of core values is results. These are the outcomes that you're pursuing, often in your business or your work. And same thing here. I have a whole list of different words of values when it comes to the results that you're creating in your life and your work. And I want you guys to do the same thing. I want you to look at all the words in the results box, and I want you to pick the one word that you feel is your biggest core value when it comes to the results you're creating in your life. Same thing, if you have another word in mind that's not in the box, go ahead and write that one down. And yeah, feel free to share in the chat if you want to. I'm seeing Kareth and Kathleen sharing. Thank you. Okay, so now you've written down your relationship core value and your results core value. And based on those two values, I have some questions that I want you to reflect on and to answer, and sit with those two values and ask yourself these questions. Does your current role, whether that's as a business owner, a coach, whatever you do, your current professional role, does it honor your values on a daily basis? Through your work, are you living those values? Where do you feel a gap between what you value and what you're actually doing? And this is where you're going to have to really touch base with your intuition. Do you feel a gap between the two words that you just wrote down and the day-to-day work that you're doing? And what would need to change in your life and in your work for you to fully live your core values? Do you know, in order to live one of those values, that you need to change some things about how you're operating in your business or in your personal relationships or in your leadership style? Maybe you value communication, but you realize your communication with your team has been a little shaky, and that would need to change in order to live your core value. So if you felt something just now when reflecting on this, that feeling is data. It's your intuition telling you that maybe you are out of alignment with your core values. And in order to feel that sense of fulfillment and to get unstuck, this is the first step, is aligning with your core values. For many of the women I work with, the answer isn't a different strategy or something external. It's doing the internal work. Speaking of internal work, we're going to move on to talking about mindset, because the biggest barrier to your next level is the story you keep telling yourself. And I feel fairly confident that this audience has done a lot of mindset work. So I'm not going to tell you that negative thoughts are bad and positive thoughts are good, because I'm pretty sure we all already know that. But I will say that there's research that shows that 75% of executive women have experienced imposter syndrome in their careers. Maybe even more than that, 75% from this study. And what I want to give you today is a specific tool or framework that's from my book that I think you can use the next time you're having an inner critic or that self-sabotage come up, because she will. We know this, that imposter comes up and you have those negative thoughts. Your inner critic is loud, but she does not have to be in charge. So to start, let's talk about what I call junk thoughts. Junk thoughts are the automatic negative thoughts that can hit your confidence before you even realize it. I'll give an example. Last night, I was like, oh my gosh, tomorrow is my book launch day. And all of a sudden, even though I've been working on this and I'm proud of it and I'm excited to put it out into the world, my brain was like, nobody's going to buy your book. Everyone's going to read it and think this is trash. And people aren't going to care about it. And these are automatic negative thoughts that hit my confidence before I even realized it. They feel like facts, but they're not. That's why I call them junk thoughts. They're junk. They belong in the trash. And they sound like your voice, which is why they're so convincing. But the reality is that they are junk. They are trash. I'll give some other examples of junk thoughts that I've heard from clients before. For job seekers I work with, sometimes they say, I'm not qualified for that role. I can't do that role. Even though that's junk and it's something they really could do and they are qualified for. Another one, everyone has this figured out except for me. If I speak up, they'll realize I don't belong here. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I'm a failure. These are all junk thoughts. And now I want you to think of one junk thought you've had recently. You don't need to share it if you don't want to, or you can if you feel comfortable, but hold it in your mind. What is one junk thought that you've had in the last week or so? Yeah, even a whisper, Kathleen. I love that. And the tool that I'm going to teach is to catch it, challenge it, and reframe it. And we're going to do this with your junk thought. The example here. This is a junk thought that I hear from a lot of women. Everyone around me is more successful than I am. And this kind of relates to that imposter syndrome. And I think especially in the coaching space where there are a lot of female coaches and consultants that look very successful, it can get easy to get stuck in that trap of everyone around me is more successful than I am. When you realize you're having a junk thought, the first step is to catch it. That's a junk thought. And then challenge it. Is that actually true? What's the evidence? Is everyone around me really more successful than I am? And here are some sentences I like to recommend to reframe it using one of these sentence starters. A more positive way of saying this is, that's not totally true because, or a more powerful way to reframe this thought is. And we're reframing the junk thought in the moment. You catch it, you challenge it, and you reframe it. So a reframe of this junk thought, everyone around me is more successful than I am, could be a more positive way of saying this is that I'm surrounded by successful people and I'm one of them. Being in the room is not an accident. So now I'm going to give you guys about 60 seconds to take that one junk thought that you just identified and to run it through this same approach. Challenge it. Ask yourself, is this actually true? What's the evidence? And then reframe it right now. You can use one of these sentence starters and then write down the reframed version of that junk thought. And if you feel comfortable, share it in the chat. Being in the room is not an accident. Love that. And now we're going to take it one step further, is power statements. And your power statement is when your reframe is distilled into one sentence that you 100% believe and repeat daily. A power statement is different from an affirmation because you're not just saying something that you're trying to affirm or trying to believe. Your power statement is something that you already 100% believe and repeat daily. So I'm going to give some examples of power statements based on that last slide. I'm exactly where I need to be on my own timeline. I don't need to be the most successful person in the room. I'm building a version of success that is actually mine. Other people's success is not evidence of my failure. What's your power statement? Write it down, write down your power statement, and make sure that every word feels true and authentic to you. I'll give you 30 seconds to do that, and then drop your power statement in the chat. Everything happening is in divine time. Everything is happening in divine time. Relax. I love it, Kathleen. My power statement for today, when I caught myself last night having those junk thoughts, and I caught it, I challenged it, and I reframed it, and my power statement became, I believe in my book and its power to change the lives of thousands of women. And I just got some goosebumps when I said it. But it feels so much more powerful and so much more true than the junk thoughts that were telling me, your book's going to flop. Those were just lies. So here's the process. You identify your junk thought, you challenge it, you reframe it, and then you develop a power statement. And I do recommend you write your power statement on a sticky note and you put it on your bathroom mirror or your laptop or somewhere where you can see it every single day. And in my book, I walk through this in a lot more detail, but for the sake of time, we're going to keep moving. But I do just want to give one caveat that this is a tool you can use for junk thoughts. If some of your mindset work is more about deep-seated trauma or things that have happened in your past, you might need to do some deeper work. Again, like with a therapist or coach or counselor, but this is for those day-to-day junk thoughts that a lot of women leaders experience who I've worked with. So this is a tool for that. Let's get to the fun stuff. In a world increasingly shaped by AI, your authenticity becomes your greatest competitive advantage. AI is everywhere. It's writing our emails, generating social media content, it's building our slide decks, drafting proposals. It's ubiquitous. So how do we stay authentic in this AI-driven world? When I was writing my book, at first I was not planning to have a chapter on AI. I started writing this book in 2024. And while I was writing was when ChatGPT became a huge thing that people were using daily. And I saw that happening. And I also saw that everyone was starting to sound the same. When I would get on social media and look at LinkedIn posts, look at captions, email newsletters, I realized everyone sounds the same. So the same tools that were designed to make us more polished and thoughtful were actually stealing our authenticity. And that's when I knew I had to have a chapter in the book all about AI. So it's chapter 5 in my book. And the question is, when everyone has access to the same tools, what actually sets you apart? You do. Your voice, your perspective, your lived experience, your personal brand, that is the one thing that AI can't replicate, no matter how hard it tries. So let's talk about human authenticity in an AI-driven world. AI is making us more articulate and thoughtful, but less authentic and real. A few months ago, I was having drinks with a girlfriend, and she told me this story about how she got into an argument with another friend a few months prior. The details are not relevant. And after a few months of radio silence, she got a text message from that friend that was a really thoughtful apology text message. It was multiple paragraphs, and she was really happy to get this because it had been months of not talking. But then she got to the end of the text, and she saw this sentence. Would you like me to adjust this to better reflect your specific situation or a more detailed reason for the gap in communication? Yikes! Automatically tipped her off that AI had written that text message. And that shredded any ounce of apology or thoughtfulness or connection. And that story stuck with me for weeks. It's in the book, and it helped inspire this book, because the person who sent that apology was probably using AI to try and sound more articulate and thoughtful in her apology text, but it was less authentic and real. These days, they say 54% of LinkedIn posts are now AI generated, and 71% of images on social media are AI generated. We are saturated in content that sounds really great, but says nothing. This is applicable both in your personal relationships as well as in your business. This is your emails to your clients, your website copy, your social media captions. Think how much of it is really you anymore. These tools that are supposed to help make us more thoughtful and express ourselves are actually diluting us. I make the argument in my book that authenticity is your superpower. I think the good news in all of this is that when everyone else's content is starting to sound the same, your voice, your real voice, stands out more than ever. And a lot of people I know here in this room are business owners, and people don't necessarily hire you for your business. They hire you for you, your personality, your energy, your story, the outcomes that you create. And if you outsource all of that to ChatGPT, you're erasing the exact thing that your clients love about you and that people choose you over the next person for. Authenticity is your competitive advantage, and it's your superpower. That being said, you should be using AI as a microphone, not a ventriloquist. I'm not anti-AI. I use AI in my business every single day. I help my clients to use AI in their job searches and career transitions. But there's a difference between using it as a microphone and using it as a ventriloquist. When AI is a microphone, it amplifies your voice. When AI is a ventriloquist, it replaces your voice. And I'll give a quick example based on a real life client who I worked with. She was looking for a new job, and she typed into ChatGPT, "Here's my resume, rewrite a better version of it for me." One, that's pretty poor input in the first place. That's just not a very good prompt. But also, she's allowing AI to speak for her and to be that ventriloquist. It's stealing her voice. It's replacing her voice. So I taught her how to use AI as a microphone with this killer prompt. Act as a recruiter in the biotech industry who reviews 100 plus director level resumes daily. Here's my resume and the job description. Will this resume pass ATS screening? What keywords am I missing? What would make you immediately reject this resume versus move it to the interview pile? Be brutally honest about what's working and what's not. So it's a great input because it gives a lot of context, but also because it allows AI to respond in a way that gives her feedback without replacing her voice. It amplifies her voice rather than stealing it. My recommendation is to use AI as a microphone, not a ventriloquist. And finally, your AI boundaries are your brand protection. You get to decide where you draw the line between using an AI tool and letting it speak for you. We talked a bit about this in Phoenix at the Thought Council Summit in January, and it really is key. And in my book, I have an entire section where you create a personal AI policy. And this is basically written boundaries for what you will and won't use AI for. Because if you don't have any set boundaries, it's really easy to slide from microphone to ventriloquist and to rely on it more and more and more. But for us who are business owners, your audience notices that. When you start sliding into using AI to replace your voice, they pick up on that and they start to feel a disconnect, and you've lost them because they know it's not a real person. They can feel it. Even if AI knows your voice and you've fed it your personal brand guidelines and canonical documents, they still kind of know. So for me, for example, I never use AI for personal messages. I don't use it for communication with my clients. I don't use it to share my own personal stories and opinions. Those are my AI free zones. I do use AI to help me brainstorm social media content, brainstorm my blog pillars, right? It's great for that kind of stuff. My AI boundaries could be different from yours. I challenge you to figure out what your boundaries are around AI. Because at the end of the day, the women who I think will be most successful in the next decade and beyond aren't the ones who are the most polished. They're the ones that have authentic personal brands where they sound unmistakably like themselves. So, recapping what we've talked about with authentic success, this has gone by so fast, you guys. Number one, your values are your compass. When you're clear on your core values and you're aligned with them, then you can build your career in alignment with them. You can live your core values so you're not selling out or burning out. If you're feeling burnt out, I'm willing to bet that your values are not in alignment and something needs to change. Second, your inner critic is not in charge. You get to catch any junk thoughts, challenge them, reframe them, and have a more powerful way of viewing things. Replace them with something more true. And lastly, what we were just talking about with AI, your authenticity is your competitive advantage. No one is you, and being authentic is the thing that you can do to stand out. So leverage that. Stop performing success and start living it. It all goes back to how your authenticity is your superpower. You don't need to fake it till you make it, like that one client I shared about. You don't need to just climb the corporate ladder because this is the next step. You need to live your authentic success, which is exactly why I wrote this book, because authentic success isn't about working harder or climbing faster or performing better. It's about building a life and a career that actually feel like yours. And that's why I wrote this book. As Kathleen mentioned, it is available today on Amazon. So here's my little plug. Everything that I just covered in the past 20 minutes is in there. There's a lot of hands-on exercises you can do on your own. There's the core values exercise, the full junk thoughts exercise, your personal AI policy, and more. So if any of this resonated, I would love, love, love if you would purchase my book on Amazon. If you scan the QR code, you can grab it today. I'll also drop the link. Oh, somebody already dropped the link in the chat. No? Maybe?
Okay. Yep, I put it in. Yeah. And
Awesome.
we got to get 100 or more reviews like ASAP for you, Kate.
Yes.
Let's
So order
do
it.
a review party. Yep.
Yes, order it today on Amazon. And when it comes, even after you just read the first chapter or two, if you could write me a 5-star review on Amazon, that sends the right signals to the algorithm to put this book in front of the right kind of people. So thank you guys. This is my first book and it's been such a labor of love, but I felt so supported by this community of women and the C-suite network in general. So thank you for the opportunity. And I believe now we can just have some discussion in question time, right, Kathleen?
Absolutely. But first, we need to give you some appreciation. So let's jump in. Oh my goodness. Hey, it's appreciation time, sisters. Let's be sure. Let's give Kate some appreciation along with an insight, something that you're using as a takeaway. What's the biggest takeaway from our time with Kate? So it could be something like, Kate, you're awesome. I so appreciate, my gosh, the biggest point about ventriloquist or microphone. What a great barometer. Yeah. And I'm going to pass the baton. Who is up next? Appreciation in your way, and let's give an insight. This is all intel, ladies. This is very, very important.
I
Jump
put
in.
I put my stuff up there. I totally appreciated the microphone versus the ventriloquist as well. And I even wrote it in chat, you want your voice amplified, not replaced. And I think that's so critical and so important to the whole idea of authenticity. And yes, it's easy to get caught up in being busy and wanting to multitask and, have things taken off of your plate with the help of AI, which, yes, it's an assistant, but it's not you. And I think that that was a really brilliant thing to drive, and that having boundaries around AI. Like you think about having boundaries, you know, in your workspace, in your relationships, but now with this technology, I think that's something that a lot of people don't think about just yet.
Exactly, exactly. And having them written so you can go back to them and refer back to them, not just boundaries in your mind.
If you're passing the baton, who's up next?
I'm just going to take it and run with it.
Natalie, go for it, girl. Bring it. Bring it.
Kate, loved this. Congratulations on the book. Loved the content. You and I have a lot of overlaps in the way that we do things, but I love the special your authenticity and how you show up as you, and I'm like, okay, yeah, and here's how I show up as me. Loved the power statement and the looking at the core values, just be your box of the relationships and the box of the results. Looking at that, that was really wonderful for me, and very similar to everybody else too on the AI, on the microphone versus ventriloquist. That really just like, yep, brings it to the point. So that's super powerful. Thank you.
Thanks, Lee.
And by the way, Jeffrey Hazlett, our brother in business and life, so to speak, wrote your foreword. Congratulations. That was a coup. That's great. Very good.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks. Who's up next? Jump in.
I will go.
Jen,
I had the
hi.
opportunity to read the book already, so I just want to give a plug. It is fantastic. One of my favorite parts was just all the exercises throughout the book. So not only do you read about it and get instructions on how to do it, but there's actually like practical tools and exercises within. So that was super helpful, and I'm just so proud of you. And congratulations. And I already ordered my book. It's coming. So congratulations.
Thank you. Jen was one of my beta readers. So she read the book months ago before it ever went to publishing. So thank you, Jen. Jen has been a long time business bestie and supporter of mine.
Excellent. Good. Continuing on appreciation, feedback,
I'll,
insights.
I'll jump in.
Yeah,
I'll jump
please
in.
go ahead.
I really loved the values piece, realigning with your values. I think for me personally, I've been like hustle, 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 and ready kind of for a pivot and a calm down. But I love realigning with the values, and so I'm going to check out your book as well. Should be helpful. So thank you.
Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you,
Good.
Victoria.
Good. Jump in. Carol, we know you're leaning in. Susan, we know you're leaning in, ladies.
So I was really appreciative of the exercises that you did with us here today. I thought that was great. And that power statement, I'm going to have to work on that. So thank you.
Thanks, Carol.
Jump in. Susan, thank you. Thanks, Carol. Good.
Yeah, unlike everyone else who mentioned the ventriloquist, I think that's such a beautiful way to help people to understand the difference between letting it speak for you and using it in a valuable way that helps you to still shine at your best authentically. Beautiful. And the fact that you have worked with so many women and can use examples from working with them to help others see what they can avoid and make the best of in their work. So congratulations, Kate.
Thank you, Susan.
Very nice. Good. Karen, jump in. Eugenia, jump in. We want to get your voices in here.
Yeah, I'll go. I love that you differentiated between power statement and affirmations. So I'll be changing all of my affirmations to power statements.
Isn't that a
And
beautiful, subtle thing there, but powerful? Yeah.
yeah, I love the example you gave is so spot on and close to mine. Thank you.
Thanks, Karen. I'm glad it resonated.
Good. Good. Eugenia, would you like to jump in? Appreciation and some insights.
Just
We know
really
you're on the move,
appreciate it.
lady. You're always on the move. Eugenia is always on the move, right? Right, friends? You are on the move. Oh, hey, really on the move, right? She will be coming back in. Good, good. Anything else? Wow. By the way, this was great intel, right, Kate? Feedback, live, fabulous feedback from fabulous women. Yes, yes, great. Well, my goodness, fantastic. Thank you, thank you. Hey, let's all sparkle. Kate Rosenberg. By the way, we're going to be doing this as a road show for our esteemed faculty partners because professional women's organizations with executive women, they are yearning to get to have us speak to them. So we're going to start a roadshow with a whole bunch of associations and organizations, providing this as an opportunity to have us come in and do a Zoom event on a couple different topics, very timely, and then it gives us access to the rooms that we want to be in, right? That's the key here, giving us access. So I'm very excited about this. One of many, Kate, and one of many for all of our esteemed faculty. So good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, as we complete, let me go in and really love this. Thank you. My gosh, great appreciation, great feedback. Thank you, Kate. Can't wait to get your book this afternoon. We'll do a review for sure. Hey, next week, we get the great privilege of having Carol Kammerer lead our deep work collab. Oh my gosh. For all of you who attended last time, this was so powerful. Susan K. Younger led this a couple months back, and this is so fantastic. Great opportunity for us to come into a space where it's going to be warm, inviting. The energy is going to be powerful. Carol's going to lead it in such a really neat way, but literally 55 minutes of quiet, but a little bit of prompts along the way. Carol's going to do it in Carol style, but an opportunity for you to think about what are the projects that you've been maybe putting off? What are the things that you want to accomplish? Come in with an intention. Carol will help you lead you through this. And literally, the things maybe you've been procrastinating on, putting off, whatever it may be, use this time to come in and get some momentum with the energy of your business sisterhood here in our council. So can't wait for you, Carol. That's going to be super good. Yes, we got so much feedback from Susan's when she led it. That lady said, "I've been wanting to get that thing done, but I never found the time." Well, they use that time to do it, that dedicated time. So very, very good. So that is next Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Be sure to register. And of course, our quick reconnect for our esteemed faculty. If you are considering coming into our council, being an esteemed faculty, come to our reconnect. It's 27 minutes. It is so fun, so energetic. We get in, we get out. You're going to feel more energetic, more positive, more enthusiastic with some strategies that maybe you hadn't thought of. So that is always on the fourth Thursday of every month. So be sure, and all these are on C-Suite Network's calendar as well. And of course, moving to June. Oh my gosh, we have a busy June. On Thursday, June the 11th, Deb Creer has done a major research project. We are so excited to be featuring her. She's going to be doing a debrief on her project, getting a cancer diagnosis or really any medical diagnosis while you are leading your business. Some things that we really need to know and our clients need to know. Deb's research, she shared it with me yesterday. It is mind-blowing, ladies, what's happening. Big opportunity to really lean in. So Deb is going to be leading that program. And of course, finally, hey, our Success Summit on Friday, June the 12th in Chicago. Guess what? We have moved venues. I am so excited about this. We've moved venues and the investment, the fee for coming to our all-day summit, which is powerful. I've got special speakers coming in to talk to us about how to build your community, build your currency, and build connection with your clients in a very powerful way. I'm bringing so much new content, a lot of interactive exercises. Guess what? You will leave with a full plan on how to start building community. So you can go from one to one to many. Okay. So the new investment level, is going to be around $400 for the entire day. Oh my goodness. So more about that. The updated website will be up tomorrow. Come join us, okay? Come meet new women coaches and consultants. I'm also bringing in some executive women too that are transitioning from corporate into their own business. So it's going to be great. And then, of course, stay for Thought Council, okay? So with that, thank you. What a beautiful day today. And great program. Kate, thank you so much for being here and presenting on such an important topic. And with that, anything that anyone wants to share? We're 10 minutes early, ladies. We love this, right? We love this. Good. Kate, any final words of wisdom from you? Authentic words of wisdom. You didn't need to go on ChatGPT and ask what you needed to say. Yeah. Final takeaway words of wisdom from our time together.
Well, just thank you. I feel like in the short time that I've been part of this council, I've learned a lot from the women in this room. And I feel the love, I feel the support. And I think that that is so important as women leaders to have a community of people you can learn from and feel supported by. And I definitely feel that. So thank you for that. And I do write about networking and community and mentorship in the book. And I wrote it before I joined this group, but so many of the principles I talk about are applicable and resonate. So just thank you, ladies. This is a fantastic group of women.
Thank you. Thank you. Good. Okay, good. So we'll see you. Carol's going to be leading our program next Thursday. We cannot wait. Come and join us. And if you have questions about our council, feel free, jump on Calendly, Kathleen Caldwell, just all one word. Schedule a time with me. Let's chat, let's connect, and let's talk about your success for the rest of the year and beyond. Okay. Lots of love to each of you. Feel free, take yourself off mute. You can say goodbye. Lots of love. Happy birthday to Carol again.
Happy birthday, Carol.
Happy birthday,
Yeah, come
Carol.
back. See you soon, okay? Bye,
Thank
Thank you,
ladies.
you.
Have a
Kathleen.
beautiful
Hey,
day. Thank
Enjoy
you.
being a
Kathleen.
bestseller, Kate.
Thank you. Bestseller, bestseller. Bye. Lots of love to you. Thank you. Happy birthday.